Juliana and I have been friends for a few years, and we have been getting to know each other better for several months.
Things were going really well between us. I must say, when Nick asked me to join some friends for a little get-together at the park, I was getting suspicious when both our families were there. I said yes.
I couldn't believe she didn't see it coming. We were both so excited, and word spread fast.
At the meeting the next day, everyone was congratulating us. My friend Natalie especially. She was full of ideas.
I couldn't wait to start making plans.
I never realized how much goes into a wedding, and everyone had their own ideas of what we needed, even Dad. We had to think about who we would invite, pick out flowers, decorations, a suit for Nick, and of course, a dress. This was going to be so much fun, or so I thought. I soon found out there's a whole wedding-related industry out there. They were trying to be helpful, but at the same time, this is how they make money. It seemed like nothing they had was modest, and the cost for something I would only wear one day, I couldn't afford that. Everyone was so happy for me, but inside, I was really starting to feel the pressure.
When we met back at Juliana's home, I was pretty confused. She had been so happy a few days ago, but now she was so stressed out. It was like nobody was listening to what we wanted. But to be honest, I'm not sure we knew what we wanted either. I thought it would be good if maybe we could just take some time and think about what a Christian wedding should really be like. We had a meeting with Brother Gray and Brother Sharp the next day to discuss using the Kingdom Hall for our wedding. They gave us some helpful reminders, and I'm so glad they did. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 31 says, "Whether you're eating or drinking or doing anything else, do all things for God's glory." Brother Sharp helped us to see that a wedding is a spiritual occasion, and we need to keep Jehovah's standards in mind when we plan for what we will or won't choose to include.
Brother Gray showed us 1 John chapter 2 verses 15 and 16. Do not love either the world or the things in the world, because everything in the world, the desire of the flesh and the desire of the eyes and the showy display of one's means of life, originates with the world. He reminded us that what the world views as normal is far different from Christian standards, and that we can be a good example by making sure our choices please Jehovah.
They even gave us a few articles about wedding arrangements to review. They wanted to make sure we would have a happy occasion with nothing to regret. I asked Brother Sharp if he would be our director of the feast to help keep things coordinated, and he suggested that we talk about it over dinner that night.
On the way there, we passed by a photography studio. I couldn't believe how lavish and showy some weddings are. It looked more like an excuse to party, instead of something that's supposed to honor God.
It reminded me of the book of Galatians. Now the works of the flesh are drunkenness, wild parties, and things like these. We didn't want to do anything like that. We each took the time to prayerfully consider the material the brothers gave us.
We saw that scriptural principles can even help us plan a wedding that's affordable, enjoyable for everyone, and a day that honors Jehovah. It looked like we needed to make some adjustments. We couldn't include everything we originally thought. Some things were just too expensive.
And we wanted to make sure that none of our choices reflected the spirit of the world.
So we decided to start over and make sure we were doing things Jehovah's way. 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 9 says that a Christian should adorn themselves in appropriate or respectable dress, with modesty and soundness of mind. It took some work, but we were able to find something affordable, appropriate, and beautiful.
I was able to find a nice suit, something I could even wear later. And of course, the girls came by to make sure that everything matched. Time went by so fast. I called Brother Sharp so he could help us follow through on the day of the wedding.
Before we knew it, we were sending out invitations and finalizing all the details. When my dad walked me down the aisle that day, I was so excited.
Juliana was so beautiful. And the ceremony was just perfect. After all that planning we did, we were sure to make it legal.
When looking back at our photos, it brings back so many good memories.
I was so happy with how nice everything turned out. And when we saw what a great job our friends had done decorating the reception, I couldn't believe my eyes.
It was perfect, simple, dignified. Our friends all told us it was one of the nicest weddings they've been to. Everything that day was just what we wanted. It even stayed on budget.
And most importantly, we got our marriage off to a good start with Jehovah's help.
I'm so happy we found each other.
I'm so happy I found you too, love. And I know we'll stay happy if we keep Jehovah first.